Hi, how are you today? What I wanted to talk about today was something that's been going on with me this week, and it aligns really much with my theme for the week. I've been working on lately, really kind of having themes for the week, and in my newsletter and emails and in my social media. And this week, it's really about moving outside of your comfort zone and embracing mistakes and as opportunities to learn and grow. And what I had going on with myself this week was I been working on promoting my new programs and new mindful mastery course, which is a free offering, and I want to create an ad for it. I just redone my website and been working on that. Had with the guy who helps me with my website, got that done. It's already launched. A couple little tweaks. But so then I'm like, okay, I want to get this ad going. And my web guy was going to help me with them, and then he got really busy and couldn't do it in the time frame that I really wanted it done. And I'd done Facebook ads before, and then in the last year or so, with a lot of my health problems going on and different things, I haven't done them in a while, quite a while, or much. And particularly ads, I've done some post boosts and things. And I was struggling with the audiences not working out and not getting what I wanted, and it just being different from before. Facebook has changed a ton of it, and it's really better in the long run, but it's harder, to kind of navigate when you're first doing it. And I really got overwhelmed to the point where I recontacted the guy who does my website, and was like, "Can you really please, please, please help me? I'm just crying uncle. I am overwhelmed by it." And then after I wrote that email, I'm like, you know what? Just try to figure this out. And I use a lot of AI, artificial intelligence. I use ChatGPT. I use Claude AI. I use Gemini with Google. And I thought, let me see if I can work through this and work through it with one of the AI models. And I decided to use Gemini because it can access the internet more and is really more current. And I did, and I started with, and I got in there and I started doing the ads, and then I got stuck in a place. I'm like, now I don't know what to do. And I asked Gemini, and it helped me through it. So I was overwhelmed by all this, but eventually, and it took me a while, one afternoon, early evening, to get the first ads and ad sets out, and I did some A/B testing and stuff. And then when I got in there, I had to realize I had to create more graphics because they had to align with the um, different, models, whether it's going to be an Instagram or story or whatever. So it just took a lot of work, and it was pretty overwhelming. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope, I don't know, I'm spending money. I hope this works. And then the ads were out there, and I was like, well, I got them done. And then they were performing a little bit. I got some responses, but they weren't as good as I'd really like. So back to the drawing board. And then I went with another artificial intelligence. So I highly recommend using these, particularly you guys who are in business, to embrace the artificial intelligence to help you as resources. And I use Claude, who I use a lot for my content and stuff, to help me fine tune that. And had it help me redo some of my copy. So I redid that and redid the graphics. And then each time I did it, the overwhelm started going away, and I got a little better at it. And then today, I was like, you know what? It's improving. It's a little better, but I think I need to work on the audiences, because that was a whole other thing. So today I worked on that, and I had to figure out how to do lookalike audiences, and that was a whole thing, and it wasn't working. And then it did work. Then I finally got it kind of working, and then it didn't work, and finally it got fixed. And again, using AI to help me, and then it's done, and I got it out there again. And I got thinking about it, and I thought it perfectly aligns with the whole thing of getting out of the comfort zone, because I was not comfortable with doing this. I used to be, but it's kind of like gotten, just more involved and more complicated. And I just got to this point of shutting down. I was like, I can't do this. Can't figure it out. And I was shutting down and allowing myself to feel overwhelmed, which is okay when you feel overwhelmed. But I decided, I was like, I can't stay stuck in this place. And I can either be dependent on the guy who does my website, when he has time, which is fine, he's busy and has a business of his own, to help me with it or figure it out for myself. So I was able to have more independence. And I'm kind of an independent person. So I did. And I thought this is very much aligning with what you guys need to think about as riders, what we, I in my business, so I do business coaching for equestrians, entrepreneurs, for you entrepreneurs out there who are equestrians in business or have another kind of business. Don't be afraid to try new things and to get out there and try to, modernize what you're doing and step up your game and take chances and learn, because I have a whole bunch of new knowledge that I gained in this past week. Now I go in and do the ads and it's like boom, boom, boom. They're pretty easy. Something will come up again, I'm sure, when I try to change something that will be a struggle, but at least now I know like how to kind of navigate and find out the answers. And the same with your writing. So it required me to have a lot of curiosity. I had to say, okay, let go of the overwhelm. So when you're riding and you're overwhelmed, things aren't working, let go of the overwhelm for a bit and get curious. So, like, what's going on with my horse? What's going on here that's not working? And maybe you're in lessons and you're so used to having your instructor telling you, which they're paid for and working hard to tell you new things. They've got very used to kind of doing things by being told and not developing your curiosity, your own kind of self-reliance to figure things out and actually then learn them and retain them better, right? So that, maybe in between lessons or even in a lesson, you're struggling with something, to kind of figure it out and get curious about it. And then on your own practicing, play with things and get curious, try different aids, within reason, not to overwhelm yourself or your horse, but, use this rein aid, use that leg this way, try different things, get a little more contact, get a little less contact. What happens when I do this? And that's how you develop feel. And that's also how you learn the stuff and retain it. So if you just keep being told, do this way, do this that way, but you don't actually go through the process yourself of being curious, investigating this stuff, you're always going to be dependent on being told and not actually have that feel or intuitiveness that you need for your riding. And that doesn't mean you don't need instructors, right? They're valuable resources, but then, and it's also important for any instructors listening, to give your riders the freedom to be curious and investigate and try things on their own. So I do a lot of my teaching now by asking riders, how is your horse crooked? Okay, they'll tell me. Okay, go correct that. And come back and tell me how you did it. Because many of them have the skills and they can do it, but they're so used to waiting for someone to tell them that they don't know how to get curious, investigate it themselves, and to try new things. And then they will do, and they'll do it and get, usually get their horse straighter or whatever it is I ask them. And then I'll ask them, well, what was it you did? How did you fix that? And they have to get thinking about it. And then they're like, well, I did this or that, to correct it. And then they actually are able to retain what they learned because they worked at it. Their brain felt the positive, because that's how our brain works. It has a reward center. When you're really curious and you're really paying attention and you're kind of working with a sense of discovery and trying to figure it out for your own self, your brain is tapping into how it's working and when it's not, and remembering how it's working, and it becomes more intuitive for you because you develop this feel and maintain whatever it was. Oh, I did this, I changed this rein, I did that, I felt the difference. I didn't have somebody say, oh yeah, it's better. I actually felt that it was better. I understood how I made it better. I can feel the difference in how my horse is moving. I can feel that I'm able to jump the jumps better because I'm straighter and working on a better track or whatever it may be. And then I will remember that, and that feel is there for next time. I don't even have to think about it as much. It's going to become more automatic. And that's why I'm even feeling, like you said, about doing the ads. It's like I can go in and it's like, oh yeah, here, this, that, boom, 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 right? And then there's some other things, like today I was learning more about creating a lookalike audience and making sure that when I got in the ad, I could find the lookalike audience and stuff. that'll get easier. And then, I do something else, like I keep adding layers. So I'm not trying to add too many things. So for my own self, I'm adding this layer, first it was let's create the ads, then let's change the content, see if that helps, so it's helping with the ad, understanding if it's helping. And then let's change the audience. Maybe that'll help even make it better. So not trying to change too many things at once to overwhelm myself or overwhelm the ads, and then I can't figure out what's working. But to really be curious and not afraid for you guys to go out there and try something different. Maybe it's going to a horse show that a little stretch out of your, normal reach of what you normally do. Maybe it's going on a certain trail ride that's a little more than you're used to. You're going away on it, saying on an overnight trail ride or something. Maybe it's doing some clinic somewhere and you've never done a clinic and like, oof, I hope I can do this. What if I make mistakes? Oh my goodness, what if I go and make a fool of myself? And all those things that we can think of. But you're not going to, you have to go do the things to get better at them. And yes, you're going to make mistakes. And are you going to make a fool of yourself? No, you're going to be someone out there making mistakes. That's what a clinic is for. You're going to go on a trail ride and maybe stay overnight and learn the whole, what that's all about with the care for your horse and everything else. And oops, I forgot to bring this. And that was, and you'll know better next time, right? You're going to go to a horse show that's a little bigger. And well, yes, you're going to make mistakes and you'll learn from it and move on and get better next time. And that's what this feels like. Like I feel so empowered by actually going out and doing this myself. Will I use other people to help me at times? Sure. But you know what? Now that I've gone through all this, I know what I need to have ready for someone if I want someone to do the ad for me. And if I think, well, I don't have time now, but I know what I have to have ready and what I have to have in place for someone else to do it for me. And maybe they can improve on it. But I need to, instead of them saying, you know what, you didn't give me this, you didn't give me that. I have those things figured out. So you can think that same way too. Like, I'm going to go out and test the waters. I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to try new things. I'm not going to be afraid of making mistakes. I'm going to learn from them. I don't have to be perfect because perfection is impossible. And the way you get better, it's nice to get better. And the way you get better is going out there and trying it. And if you stay in that comfort zone where you're like, well, this is where I'm safe. It's okay, I guess. But you're always going to be wanting to be out there doing more. You may well be. If you're feeling that way, then go out and give it a try. And for you people in business like myself, you've got to go out and give it a try. You got to try new things. So, I was blessed, actually. There's one coach that I work with periodically, George Cow. He's a great business. He bases his coaching on authenticity and really aligning more mindfully with how you approach clients and do your marketing and not feeling so spammy and marketing like and stuff. And I like that. And he's also very techy and into a lot of the new things. And back in March, a year ago, he was offering a course on AI. And I was like, that's pretty cool. I'm going to take it. And I did. I jumped on the bandwagon early instead of saying, oh, this is all scary and it's dangerous and all that. Yes, there's things that need to be monitored, regulated, whatever with AI. And people need to be careful. But it's such a fabulous tool. Such a fabulous tool for a lot of things. I'm going to be working with somebody tomorrow who's looking for a new job, making a career change. And and I suggested her to use AI to help her in the research and doing her resume and all that. So it can be used for a lot of things, but in business, it's a wonderful tool. So for you equestrians in business, whether you're, having trouble with marketing, having trouble with your clients, you have some questions, AI is a really good tool. And there's all sorts of forms of AI you can use for graphic design, for and actually Canva's been around for a long, long time. And that's one, not just AI, but that's a great graphic design thing, but they have AI as well now. But there's a lot of different things you can use. So for you guys in business, I highly recommend it. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of technology. in business. Get out there and try new things. Don't just stay in this is the way we've always done it. This is the way equestrians always run their business. This is the way blah, blah, blah. Try new things because that's how you're going to get out ahead of the curve and improve and get better clients and, improve your business. Those of you who are amateurs in riding or professionals with your riding itself, again, just keep working at it. So you get ahead of the curve. You do what you want. You're not afraid to step out there and try new things instead of staying in this little kind of fishbowl. So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Check out my newsletter. I have it up. I'm kind of changing things. That's kind of been in a process of change in the past month or so too. I just changed it up a little bit more again, seeing what I think the clients need by watching the analytics and things. And it's coming out weekly now, and I'm committed to that. So I've kind of, in a coaching way, attached it to my Mondays when I do all my social media. So it's just something that aligns with that. I'll put the link to signing up for it in my in the comments below. And that's been another great process of me stretching out, trying something new, tweaking, changing, saying, well, this isn't working, this is working, playing around with that. But the theme of the week, and I'm doing a theme, is around getting out of your comfort zone and not being afraid of making mistakes and stuff. And I'm going to continue kind of trying to have a theme, a thread of a theme each week. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and check below and sign up for the newsletter. It's free, and you can get that a lot of different advice and feedback and my experiences, my mindset coaching advice, and riding technique advice as well. So anyway, it's been great to be with you today. I will talk to you soon.